We are back with yet another episode of Triple Play TV, and we're playing it back today with Mike Nelson.
Hi, everybody.
All right, so thanks for being here, Mike. We appreciate it.
It's a true honor on behalf of all of us in Coeur d'Alene Public Schools. Thank you for the great partnership that we have with Triple Play.
Oh, we love hearing that. So, for those that don't know, tell us about yourself as far as where'd you grow up, how long have you been in the area, college, your career, all of it.
Sure. So I originally grew up in Houston, Texas. So
right.
It's kind of a unique history that I have. I was adopted as a child and then moved back here when I was a freshman in high school.
Okay. What school?
Coeur d'Alene High School.
Coeur d'Alene High School.
So I'm a true Viking all the way through.
Right on.
But all throughout my life, I have idolized this area. This has been home to me. My family homesteaded in Hayden, so we've got a long legacy throughout. And so I graduated from Coeur d'Alene High School in 1991. My amazing wife and I graduated the same year.
Oh, awesome!
So it was wonderful to be able to grow up here, and then both of us stayed locally. I attended University of Idaho. I have 6 degrees from the university in broadcast communication. I know broadcast communication, education generally.
Okay.
And then my amazing wife went to Gonzaga University. So,
awesome.
So she's a Zag, so basketball season is always fun in our home. And then we have 2 children, and they both attend our schools as well, from elementary all the way up. So it's wonderful to be able to see your own kids enjoy the same successes and connection to the community that we have.
Oh, absolutely. So being that you were a freshman in high school, that gives us a different perspective than some of the other people we've talked to thus far. And what was the perception hearing, you had Silverwood, I'm sure Wild Waves was pretty popular back then.
There were none of the options except for Wild Waters.
Wild Waters was there. Was Silverwood there?
Silverwood was not
there yet. No. Okay. So when we decided to open, though, back in 2000, what was the perception? We did have Silverwood, we had Wild Waters, we had, I think, Go-Kart Family Fun. There was quite a few options for 90 to 100,000 people. What was the perception that another one was coming?
Well, I think it's always been wonderful to be able to see Coeur d'Alene as a destination.
Yeah.
People love coming to this community, and the one thing that they want to do is have fun. So Triple Play is that perfect spot that anybody can come in and have a safe time, have an affordable time, and leave with a lot of great memories. So ultimately for us, it's wonderful. For our students, it's the exact same thing.
For sure.
We want a place that we know after classes are done that they can come, have a good time, make good memories with friends and family, and also be able to look at a place like this that's so connected and gives back to the community so much.
Yes.
So for us, it's a natural fit to be able to have a facility like this, and to also see how you started. When I grew up in Houston, I was a competitive swimmer.
Oh, okay.
And I moved to Coeur d'Alene, and there was no pool anywhere.
Yeah.
At
Holy
that time.
Cow. Yeah.
So Wild Waters was there, but not a whole lot that you can do at Wild Waters.
Yeah.
So to be able to have a place then that people can recreate and do some things. Now certainly
some gym pools maybe back then.
We've grown a lot since that time, but again, the fact that you've been able to grow with the community over these last 25 years, it's a quarter century. It's a legacy that you've been able to have.
We're very excited to have that. So what regarding the school community, what impact would you say that the school community and obviously we have the students, we have the schools, there's multiple facets in which I know we have had impact, but what's your perception on the impact we've had?
You've been a reliable partner for Coeur d'Alene Public Schools for many, many years. The best part about it is that anytime one of our schools has come up with an idea, Triple Play's been a great partner for it. Again, if you could look at our school volunteer nights and our whatever nights we would call those. What would we
fundraisers?
Fundraiser nights? Is that what we would call them? So we can roll that back a little bit. If we look at the fundraiser evenings, for example, every one of our schools has had a fundraising event at Triple Play.
Yes.
Every one of our students probably have been able to come into Triple Play and to be able to see the types of things that they can do here. You make it affordable, you make it safe, and you make it enjoyable. So all of those things are great. I can't even tell you how many thousands of dollars you have helped raise for our public schools just by opening your doors.
Yeah.
That's a true partnership that we cannot undersell.
Oh, we
We
appreciate that.
Well, but it's reciprocal,
Yeah,
right? And you're a
absolutely.
part when you're a part of a community, you recognize that you don't do something just for yourself.
Yeah,
You're doing it for a greater good. And so for us, we see that as a partnership as well.
yeah.
You're one of the only organizations that we have ever given away an award that we call a Friend of 271.
We did just get that. Yeah, yeah. So can you explain a little bit about that?
Sure, the Friend of 271 award was come up with a few months ago because of the fact that the very first goal of our strategic plan is strengthening our community partnerships.
Mhm.
We're a community organization and we serve about 10,000 kids. So we recognize that we have a portion of the educational journey of kids, but what we want them to have is this connection to the greater community. We recognize that at 14 plus hours, they're outside of the community, they're with their families.
Yeah,
We want them to be able to experience collaboration and joy. And a place like Triple Play is a perfect partnership for
yeah.
that. So when we saw that it was your 25th anniversary and we reflected upon the impact that you have for each of our 16 schools and how they're supporting their kids, it was a natural fit for us to be able to create that award for you.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, if we can humble brag for a second, just to go over some of the impact that I went back in our some old reporting and whatnot, and I was able to find that we've actually donated over $1 million in fundraising since our inception. And I do know, I never want to speak for the owner directly, but I think the marketing team, the management team here, obviously there's money in our pocket from having a relationship, and but more importantly, it has been the impact of being able to have I used to work the grad nights, have a safe place for the graduation parties
Absolutely.
to come, and be able to have work in the fundraisers, and have kids come. And I remember it's fun to see the little middle schoolers who are being little jerks at the fundraisers come back, apply, and be like, oh, and to watch them grow up into young people that I remember one of the guys a veterinarian now, and we met because he was mouthing off on one of the bowling lanes, and
Oh
it's
my
just
goodness.
there's just so many cool things. We've donated other hundreds of thousands of dollars in water park passes to events like auctions and things that directly go to benefit you
Right.
guys. And I think even bigger than that, we've employed over 3,000 employees, and I would say probably 90% of those are students from your
Absolutely.
guys's. So it's really it's obviously there's benefit to us, but I think just bigger than that, it is John designed this place, the owner, for the community. We wanted to be able to give back, and that's what.
And I'm a 27-year veteran of our school district.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
certainly a graduate.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of connection that I have to this. I cannot tell you how many students you've directly impacted based on those types of experiences.
Yeah.
I can actually walk into the front door and I can recognize faces. I know several of my own former students who were employees here, and they loved it. So the fact that you are creating a family atmosphere as part of that joy, when you create an experience for people that they want to be a part of, then that joy bleeds off to any of the guests that you have here as well. So again, that's another great example of that partnership. We need for our kids to be able to see their futures in this area.
Agreed.
And you've provided an opportunity from even an entry point, just doing maybe an entry level task, that they see opportunities to be able to grow within your organization, and they can see themselves staying and living and being a productive member of the society in Coeur d'Alene. That's also one of the true joys that we have. We don't want our kids' experiences and their aptitudes going other places. We want to have a place where kids can see themselves living and growing here in Coeur d'Alene and creating their own families along.
Yeah. It really is. It's something that we don't take lightly, and I just want to, the impact that we know it's there, but we don't take that lightly. I know myself personally is the impact I know I have on these kids, and the first job mentality, and what are we instilling? Because I want them to be able to go on, like you said, to become, even if it's not here. This might be a stepping stone job, but we want them to go to the next place, and hopefully in this area, and take the morals and the ideals that we instill here at Triple Play and take those with them.
We use the word mentorship a lot.
I like that.
Again, it is important for our students to see adults as trusted friends.
Yeah.
We need to see them as guides.
Yeah.
But to be a true mentor means that you're taking a vested interest in the abilities of a person and saying, I want to build you up. And
I love
you
that.
can see that as part of that here. People, when they walk through the front door, they aren't going to be sad.
Yeah,
There's
that's the goal.
immediate joy when you walk in. And again, no matter where they spend their time, it's a safe place for them to be able to be.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to hang out with their friends in a guided place, but they're also going to be able to take those joys back, and they're going to be able to build upon them. So again, we want that same type of joy when somebody walks into a school environment. We want people to feel
Yeah.
welcomed and a part of a larger system.
Yeah.
You've been able to do that as well. And that's, again, when you look at longevity, it's not about making money. If people see that they're being taken advantage of, they won't
Yeah.
come back. You've been able to diversify the facility over so many
Oh,
years
yes.
and find new ways for people to see themselves coming and spending time at Triple Play and
Yes.
ultimately their dollars.
Yeah. Obviously, that's the byproduct, but I think that's we always try to, the smiles what you're selling, and the byproduct is, the business being
You can
successful.
feel it. You can feel it.
So why is it so important for local businesses and schools to have a relationship and work together as we have for so long? Why is that so important? I mean, we've touched a little bit on it, but if you were to be able to sum it up concisely,
well, I'm not very concise in a lot of ways, but to us, it's again about creating community. We want our students to see themselves as part of something, right? So again, if we have students who walk through our doors, we want them to feel like they're a part of a family, that their work is valued, that their growth is valued, and we want them to be able to see that as a connection to a future. The exact same thing has to happen. We cannot educate students on our own.
Yes.
So we have to find partnering agencies who understand the same values that we're trying to instill in our students.
That's a good way to
give
put
them
that.
an opportunity to be able to experience that in different ways. The more that our community comes together and sees the youth of today as their future doctors, lawyers, entertainers, whatever it ends up being, we have a greater opportunity to make that education become a reality. It's not just about what you see on a whiteboard or you take on a computer. It's about how you apply it to your future.
Absolutely.
And so we really become future centered with students probably around 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Okay.
And we start talking to them about the types of careers that they can see themselves entering in. Then we do mentorship opportunities all over the place, whether it manifests itself in a job or whether it manifests itself in a senior project.
Okay.
We want kids to be able to see themselves as a fit to this community. I don't think we're going to get any smaller in North Idaho.
Doesn't seem like it.
In terms of population.
It's terrible to live here, though, right?
Well, we'd like to keep that down a little.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we recognize that we will only be as successful as the populace who are here.
Right.
So it's our job to make sure that we are graduating well-educated, resilient kids who see themselves as part of this community.
That makes sense. Do you have any advice for Triple Play moving forward? Obviously, we're at our 25th year anniversary milestone, but any advice for us to be able to continue to have the relationship that we've had? Any ways that you see, adaptation necessary, or in this business we always are pivoting. Virtual reality is cool now, but it might not be in 5 years.
Right.
So, is there any advice that you could give to us to make sure that we have this same partnership for when this says 50?
It's incredible, first of all, again, that you're at that milestone, right?
Yes.
Who would have thought 25 years ago that your facility would be at the place that it is?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I would say is the exact same thing that we try to do. We try to listen. And we ask pointed questions to people and say, what does this do for you? If this lesson that you had, did it connect with you? Is there something that we could have done a little bit differently? So listening to your constituents, those who are coming in and trying to have a good time. Absolutely. And then looking at market trends. What are the things that we have? The challenge that we have today is that we are going to graduate students in a few weeks, and ultimately they will probably be in careers that do not currently exist.
Oh, wow.
So the workforce is so dynamic right now that what we're trying to do is provide that base of understanding.
Yeah.
But entertainment is going to change. People's needs are going to change. If you look at what was popular 20, 30 years ago, as you already said, it may not have that same gravitas. I was a pinball kid. I love pinball. I can't find a pinball machine anywhere.
They're hard to work on.
I know. And a lot of it is the mechanics of it, right? But now you have video pinball, you have other ways to be
Exactly.
able to engage, and you're starting to find ways that kids want to interact with their environments more. So the best thing for me to you is to do the exact same thing that we try to do. We ask a lot of questions of our kids. We try to look at what's connecting to them,
Yeah.
and we try to mirror that in the classroom environment as much as possible.
I love that. Well, thank you for that. Is there anything else you'd like to add personally? Again, more advice to give, or personally a special memory that you have of triple play with your family, or anything?
We have our 2 children, and we've spent hundreds of hours doing triple play. Everything from the water park into the arcade to golf. I am a family champion, by the way, at the mini
Makes
golf.
sense.
So
You have to dominate on some
so
things.
if this just does get out publicly, I'd like to
Yeah.
make sure that they know that I am the champion.
Yes.
For that. But again, we are so honored to be partners with you. We congratulate you for this big milestone, but recognize also that the best is yet to come. That you have a lot of opportunity ahead of you. You've got a lot of space in imagining. The other thing that you have are great people. You have people
Yes.
who believe in what you are doing. So being able to kind of build upon that is wonderful.
Absolutely.
And again, we are so truly proud to have been partners with you over these years and giving our kids the opportunity to be able to have a great place.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
it
It's
is a
been
true
wonderful.
honor. It is a
And
true
thank you
honor.
for the
Thank you.
partnership.
My
We
goodness,
don't take it
thank you.
lightly.
Well, we're trying to do our best to make sure that you can do your best. It works out well.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.